Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new project. We are going to be working with Stamperia Amazonia. This is a collection by Christina Radovan. I've really been looking forward to working with this one. And let me show you what we've got. You will have already seen the walkthrough, but I have two 8x8 and two 12x12. I have the wooden shapes, the one with the parrot. I've got two different collections of Prima butterflies, and I don't know, how many or which ones we'll be using, but I have these. I think probably this one is the one that goes best with the collection if you're only going to buy one. I have the die cuts. I've got two different rice papers, this one with the parrot and this one. I have the collectibles, and then this is the other 12x12, the other 8x8, oops, hit my light. And then I have got these papers that look like leather. They are, they're still attached to the cardboard they were shipped to me in. Hang on. And this is a design project for Scrap and Create. All of these supplies are from Scrap and Create. So this is the Prima Artisan Parisian leather paper. So I have that. Okay, let me set these things aside. And we can get going with page one. Now, usually at this stage of the game, I am pretty sure just what I'm going to do on every page. This album, I am not. Of course, you are because you've seen the walkthrough. But I am not. So let me grab a ruler here. Anyway, but I do have, I have a fairly good idea, but just I'm not 100% there yet. So let me pull off. All of this is page one, and that is page two. That aside for now somewhere. It's right there. Okay, and there will be a link down below to Scrap and Crate where you can get your supplies, and also to the cutting guide that you can get on my blog. I call it a blog, but all it really is a storage place for all these cutting guides. I don't ever post there. If you leave a comment there, I'm sorry, I won't even see it. Just putting some tape down. This is 3/8 inch score tape. These pieces, I'm pretty sure I wrote on them, but I don't see it. Hang on. It's very hard to see. 10.5 by 6. I'm using green. I think black would be beautiful. I just didn't have enough black, so I'm going with green, but I love the green too. And then those are both scored on one long side at 1/2 inch. This piece is 11 1/8 by 8.5. Score one short edge at 1/2 inch, and then in 1/8 from that. So it's got two score lines on this one. And we're putting the tape in that outer 1/2 inch score on that. And then I need tape on this. This is a huge book. I hope I can get it all under the camera. I'm not going to call this a mini album. This is more like a coffee table book. But I think it's going to work out really well. So those are the three pieces that we need. This is going to be one of them. This is going to be the mat. This page was designed to feature this mat because I really wanted to open the book and be faced with this beautiful jaguar. And then here is our base page. The base pages finish to 10.5 by 8.5. Okay. So what we are going to do, let me see which one I want to put down first. I think I want to put the big one down first. No, they're all big, so I'm trying to find room. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is fold and burnish on that 1/2 inch line. Give it a good nice crisp line, okay? And then we are going to fold it on the second line as well. And you may have a little trouble. I'm just sort of bending it over to get that one. Well, it might be easier to do that one first, I don't know. This is just how I always do it. If it's the hard way, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Kind of easier when I put it down. All right, and then we are burnishing that. Okay. And so that just gives us, I'm just pulling it back a little bit, just that little 1/8 inch, kind of like a gusset, just to give us a little extra space for the 2 flaps that we're going to be putting inside it. Okay. So what we want to do is take our base page and put this at the top. You're going to line up. It's a little tricky with that extra gusset. So just line up that 1/2 inch score mark. And you can push it flat if you want, if that's easier. I think it is easier to line everything up. Okay. And then burnish. Okay. And then we are going to just have that up like that. Okay. Just make sure everything's lined up nicely, and it is. And then we're going to put a flap on each side. I don't know how I'm going to fit this under the camera. I'm sorry. I'm going to do my best with this book, but it is a big one. And I think I will trim the corners on this. I didn't on that one. And with my little scissors. No idea. Things are a little bit of a mess. I literally just finished Seedream yesterday, but I wanted to get going on this because I still have several collections that came in the spring collections from Stamperia, and the summer ones are coming, so I don't want to fall behind. And this one I had kind of put off because I loved it so much. I really wanted to think about it for a bit before I did it. Not that I didn't love the other collections, I did, but of the spring ones, I think this was my favorite. I don't know. They're all amazing. Okay. Now this, you need to be careful, okay? Don't line it up with that upper fold because that's the gusset fold. You want to line it up with the top of the page. And I'm just checking this for fit. I feel like it might be a hair long. Just just a hair. I'm going to trim a hair off. Yep, I think that's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, because what I want, I'm going to line it up at the bottom of the page, and I want it to end up just below the fold of that gusset. So, you know, if you need to trim, trim. The whole point of that gusset is to make it possible for these flaps to move freely. So take advantage of that. And I'm just lining that up so that it is straight. Okay, did that tail. That looks like the tape tore on me. Like, why is that not sticking? It's not sticking because the tape tore. Okay. It looks like just a little bit. Go. And now we want to put the one on the other side, and I'm guessing I'm going to need to trim that one as well, but I'm going to fit it just in case. This one actually looks pretty good, but I'm going to take just the littlest bit off. I don't know if you can see, the corners on my base pages are a little chewed up. My paper trimmer did that. But I am not going to waste the paper to cut them again. They won't be that noticeable in the end. All right, and again, I am matching this bottom corner up first. Okay. And then line everything up side to side and along the bottom. Whoop. Yeah. Tore again. I guess these long pieces want to tear. What should I do with this? Oops, it's in a little bit. Oh, look at it. Okay. Get rid of those. And we will most likely round these corners. Varnish that. Right. And I think we'll probably do it that way. And then that way. Okay, and then the only map that I have cut for this is this one, which is amazing. And I do want to ink that. I am going to use a darker ink than what I've been using. This one is Mahogany from Powder Puff, and I've not used it, so I need to get the tape off so I can open it. With a shrink wrap or whatever it is. That's a good color with this. All right. Let's go ahead and I wonder if I want to lay this way. This is such a big mat that there's going to be a lot of big mats. This is the biggest book I have ever made. I usually make small books. I always say that. I usually make small books, but they keep getting bigger. Maybe I don't make small books anymore. I'm going to have to do some small ones. They're my favorite. But I just felt like to show this paper off, I really needed something big. So on the plus side, you'll be able to get 8x10 photos in this thing. 5x7s, 4x6, you'll be able to get big pictures in here. Okay. You know what? I do not think I have a baby wipe handy. I think I threw away the one I was using. Okay, I'll get one. Looks good. All right, let me see if I have a baby wipe anywhere handy. So I know I'm gonna get some glue seepage. Boy, that's amazing. Being careful because these baby wipes are wet. Normally I would not use a wet baby wipe, but it's all I've got at the moment because I forgot to take one out to dry. Okay. So that's going to come up, and these are going to open. I'm thinking magnets here and here, here and here, and then in the base. I'm going to run out, but I do have an order in, so... I need 4 for now. Actually, I need 6. But I could get away with just 4 for now. I should just put them all down though. Start with 4. And then I've got enough to do the other 2 if I need them. Those. All right. I'm trying to put this where you can see it. All right. So at the base of this flap, right about here, I'm going to put these 2. the flaps closed. Put that down like that. Lift this up, and there's the tube there. Okay. And let's put tape. And okay, so what I'm thinking, because these are pretty far apart, a matching magnet on the base is not necessarily going to do much to keep this closed. So probably just a pair maybe in the middle. Do that there, and then yeah, a pair in the middle. Let me get two more. Normally something this big I would use two, here and here, but I don't think it's necessary with this because it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of a secondary area, if that makes sense. Plus it's so big, I think the weight of the mats is going to do a lot to keep it closed. All right, let's see. Speaking of, let's close that for the moment. I'll put this about there. No, you don't want to be too close to the edge, it'll make it too hard to mat. Okay. I'm trying to open it sideways. It doesn't go that way, Christina. Okay, what did I do with my scrap? I dropped it. Open that. Did I put that on the wrong side? No, I just was putting it in the wrong place. Okay. I'm going to leave this open and close that to the base. All right, there we go. Okay, so there, and there. Done. Okay. Let's do page 2, which I kept dropping all this stuff. Hopefully I still have it. Here it is. Okay. So we have a pocket, which is going to go here. And that is going to be the mat. So I'm going to check this for fit. Looks good. Okay. Go ahead and tape. Oops, wrong side. If you're a beginner, you want to fold towards the bump. So when you score, you make a divot on one side and a bump on the other side, and you want to fold towards the bump. That's why I turned that over, because I didn't have it facing the right way. Okay. And I'm just trimming out the corners at a little bit of an angle on each tab, just going up to the score line, but not past it. Just like that. Okay. Oops, I missed one. Okay. Now, I want to show you one other thing. Where's the top? That's the top. Okay, so this is going here, all right? This is really a long pocket, okay? It's 10.5 inches. Now, If you know you're going to put an 8x10 photo mat in this pocket, you're good. However, if you feel like that's too big, that you want to put smaller things in this pocket, what you can do is make yourself a little gusset. Okay, it's just 1 inch wide by a hair shorter than the finished width of your pocket. Okay, and what you can do is go to the halfway point of the pocket, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. So the halfway point on this is 5 1/4. So let me put some tape on this piece. Trim the corner. Well, I'll put the tape down first, then I'll trim the corners. This is 100% optional. I'm just showing you how to do it because it's something you might want to do when you're making bigger albums. Alright, so you're just going to slide it over. Put tape on both sides of this little gusset that you just made. Trim your corners. You don't have to be fussy with this. Nobody's ever going to see it. Okay, just like that. Then you want to go and I'm going to try to line that up so it's reasonably straight. And let's see, so the finish size. I want to put the lines, put this on. I'm lining it up with my board, and I want to go with 5 1/4 over, give or take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4. Yikes. My board is magnetic, and this is a big magnet that I'm just putting down. Whoops. Okay, try that again. Metal ruler probably wasn't my best bet for that. Let me get a plastic one. I don't know where my little yellow one is. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I need to be, that's nowhere near 5 1/4. Did I count wrong? Hang on. Ten and a half. Oh, because I'm supposed to be measuring to there. Duh. That's exactly 5 1/4. Okay. And that's 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going with that. All right. So what we want to do is just take one side of this little gusset thing that we just made and line it up, and it's a little shorter than the page, so again, you don't have to be super fussy about it, and just lay it down. Okay, so essentially what you've got is 2 pockets. Okay, like that. Again, this is 100% optional. This is just in case you don't want such a big space. So now you're going to end up with 2 spaces in this pocket, okay? Please tell me I didn't put that on the wrong side. I believe I did. Oh, I bet you were all yelling at me while I was doing that. Well, you saw how to do it. Where is my... Put it on the other side, which I'm going to do. Hang on. This is undo. It is your best friend. It will not work on glue, but it will absolutely take up score tape without damaging it or without damaging your page. Okay, there we go. And it dries very quickly. Let that dry. Then I'll turn it over and put it in the right place. Now, I am splitting the difference. You know, I'm putting this right in the halfway point. But I could have put it down here and had like a narrow pocket and a fat pocket, which is something you might want to do on a horizontal pocket. This being vertical, I wanted it half and half. Okay. That's better. Okay, put it on that side. Ugh. Burnish everything down really well. Nice crisp edges. Burnishing that. Okay. Now we are going to pull up a little bit of the tape from these piece areas. Just the back of the tape, obviously, not the tape itself. And glue down the long edge. Okay. Now, okay, that's the top. This is the side where we want the pocket. Probably ought to have checked. Well, I did check it for fit before, so I know it's right. Okay, that looks good. All right. So we are going to take just a little bit of the back of the tape off of this corner. I'm going to pick it up so that I can see it. If you're new here, I don't see very well, so sometimes I have to pick things up out of the corner. I mean, out of the camera. I'm sorry about that, but I just have no choice. This pocket is a tiny bit short, but I think that may be because of the bump that I've got there in the middle. All right, so take that one. We're going to double check that that is there and there. Now we're about at that one in the middle, so we're going to just reach in there. Okay. And then take this one. Okay, that's good. So now we have two pockets. It looks like a vertical pocket, but because I put that gusset in, it's actually two. And then this is going to be the mat, and I probably need to trim it. I think I only cut it for width, but not length. think I'm gonna take it from the top, otherwise I'm gonna lose some of the bottom butterfly. And you know what I need is a piece of something contrasting so that I can see where the edge is to make sure I'm getting it down straight. Okay, and I'm just going to mark this with a pencil where I want to cut it. And that is right there. That looks really good. This collection is stunning. Let's go ahead and ink. This is a brand new pad of ink, so I am using my, I don't know, whatever this thing is called, to put the ink down. That, plus I'm inking it kind of heavily. I think this paper, sorry, I don't know what is making that racket. This paper needs it, I think. Okay, here we go. That is beautiful. I've just gone through and done some pages and some mats, so we'll probably be going back and forth to finish pages as I decide how I want to do them. In some pages I just knew exactly what I wanted, other pages I haven't made up my mind yet. And when I first started the design process for this book, and I knew that it was going to be very large, I don't think I put that on very straight. Sorry. Thinking, well, I have these really big pages. I need to put all kinds of stuff on them and all sorts of flaps and pockets and gizmos and whatnot. And then I realized I really didn't. That the whole point of it was just going to look too busy if I did that. And the whole point of making it big was, this is wet because I used a wet baby wipe. Don't do that. That's all I got. But the whole point was to have open spaces to display pages and have room for big photos, and I was making it too busy, so that's why we have these really big elements and not too many of them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, that's pages 1 and 2. Lots of mats yet to go on those. And what did I do with my pages? I have no idea. Let's see, here we go. I don't really, I'm calling a 1 and 2, but I don't even know if that is 1 and 2. I don't know where they're going to go. Right. So what is this? I don't have any mats for this one. Let's just do, okay, let's do this one. Okay, because I do have a mat for this one. So for this one, it's just a pocket, real easy, but I wanted to feature this wonderful sloth. So I figure he'll line the pocket up there and the pocket will be down here. So this is 9.5 by 4 I did not score this one yet. I'll score that. And across the bottom. And let's check for fit. I think that's going to be okay. All right. Okay, go. This page gets back to what I was just talking about. It's just something very simple, even though it's big. Now, that's not to say, because I do have some other ideas, that we won't have something very elaborate at some point somewhere in this book, but for the most part, it's going to be pretty simple. Okay. I guess I could leave that actually. Oh yeah, actually, no, I should take this off because it's going to drive me crazy. These are the things for the other side. Just pin them. Okay, that's our mat for this one. Okay, that looks good. And I'm just matching up my corner. Making sure everything's lined up. And again, I am using green because green is what I had. I think black would be beautiful with this collection as well. Not that I don't like the green, I do like the green. But if you don't have green, don't worry about it. Black will be beautiful, or a dark brown would be beautiful. All right, so this, I think I need to trim a little bit for width. Well, maybe not. It's fine. Good. I don't know if you can see that little chewed corner. Oh well, it'll be fine. Okay, let's ink that. And where did my, there it is. bottom because that's going inside the pocket. Checking everything for, I like to get an idea how it looks when it's straight. So once it's got the glue on it and I'm putting it in, it's a little easier. Don't put much, if any, glue at the bottom. It'll be much easier for you to get it in the pocket if you don't, and you will limit any chance of gluing that pocket shut. It really isn't an issue to not have glue down there. And I'll put a little bit, but not much. Okay, just like that. And I'm just gently tapping that down so that I can get it in. Sorry, got glue on my hand. Again, having done that little test fit, I know how it should look when it's straight. Perfect. Okay. So cute. Might as well do this side, right? Okay, so what we're going to do here, this is a page that I did in my Stamperia Vagabond album, and I really liked it a lot, so I'm going to do it again. And it is 2 flaps that meet in the middle, and each will have a belly band on it. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Here are the 2 flaps. Did I write how big they are on either one? Yes. They are 10.5 by 4 3/4. And you are going to score long edge at 1/2. Long edge at 1/2. Okay. And these are how big? I know they're 1 inch wide by a certain amount. Hang on. They are 1 inch wide by 11 and a half. Yeah, 11 and a half. 1 by 11 and a half. Which, I don't know why I had to even measure that, because I know the book is 10.5 inches tall, so these had to be 11 and a half. I'm going to have to stop after this one. I'm getting tired. It is, what time is it? It's only 7:45 at night, but I have to get up at 4:30, so. Well, I don't have to get up at 4:30, but I do get up at 4:30, so. I need to be at work by 7. Go. Might as well put the tape on these. hope you can see. All right. Now we do not have to trim the corners on the belly bands. Let's trim the corners here. Now I think before I'm gonna go like that. Before I put these in, I think I'll attach the belly bands. I think it'll be easier when they're flat on my board. And these are 4 1/4. So I want to place these at 2 1/8 in. Before I go to put these down, check for fit. That's perfect. Okay. So 2 1/8 in. I could actually use my blue roller for that, but I'll use this one since I've got it out. Nope, hang on. That's not right. I need 2 1/8 to be the center of this. And this is 1 inch wide, right? So I need 1/2 inch back from 2 1/8. So that's 1 5/8, not 2 1/8. Here we go. And then I need to be 1 5/8 here. Again, I am just lining everything up. Okay. And let's do this one. And these don't have to be centered the way I'm doing them, but what they do have to be is the same. Each one has to be the same as the other one. Okay, 1 5/8. And go to this end. It should just fall where it's supposed to go, but you might not have put it perfectly straight down there at the other end, which means it won't be falling where it's supposed to at this end. Oops. Okay. checking them for the gap between, if there is one. Looks pretty good. Right. Okay, they don't look 100% perfect, but pretty close. All right, and those are going to need, maybe, they might need magnets, but what you can do with this is put something through like that, and that acts as a closure. So we'll see on this one where we want to go. All right, I am going to go ahead and stop now because I do have some other things picked out, but for me it's getting late and I'm getting tired, which is when I start making mistakes, and I don't want to do that. So I will see you next. I don't even know how long is this video. Maybe I'll be right back. No, it's over an hour. Okay. I will see you next time, and we will keep going with Amatonia. This is a design project for Scrap and Create. You can get all your supplies there. There will be a link down below where you can get a cutting guide for this album. And if you are interested in one of these mats, I do have a discount code. This was not gifted to me. I purchased it full price, but they were kind enough to give me a discount code for you if you want to buy one. So that will be down below. So I will see you next time, and have a great day. Bye-bye.